Coming up, we'll be foam rolling our adductors. Our adductors are our inner thigh. To get in the proper position, we want to be in a prone position, stomach facing the ground on our forearms. The leg that we're going to be foam rolling, that inner thigh should be facing the wall with our knee and toe pointed away from us. Let's begin. As we roll our inner thigh, our adductor, we want to make our way towards the knee complex slowly, stopping whenever we feel any tension or a knot. If we feel any tension or if we feel a knot, we'll hold the foam roller at the edge of that knot, slowly pushing any tension that we may feel out and breathing at the same point. Let's hold that for another 10 seconds, continuing to roll, continuing to breathe. 4, 3, 2, and we'll switch. Again, the leg that we're going to be foam rolling, that knee, or that inner thigh rather, should be facing the ground. Again, rolling the foam roller towards our inner thigh. Feel free to hold it up against any knot that we may feel. Breathing. 10 more seconds. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and our time. Coming up, our gastrocnemius and soleus foam roll. Our gastrocnemius and soleus are the two parts of the muscle that make up our calf muscle. We'll be starting with one leg down, our opposite leg crossed over, bracing ourselves on our palms so we can move forward and back as needed. And let's begin. Starting with the foam roller, right just about an inch or two above the heel, we'll make our way towards the back of the knee, stopping in any knot that we may feel. We can always start just below the back of the knee and also work our way down as well if you find that better. A lot of times the tension of the knot happens to lie more on the outside of the calf, so feel free to angle yourself in or out if that's where the tension lies. Breathe. 3, 2, and let's switch legs. Good. Crossing that opposite leg over. And again, starting to roll. Any knot, any tension we find, we hold again the foam roller against it. And breathe as we roll. Good. 10 seconds. Be encouraged to explore those angles, bringing our foot to the side, the other side. 3, 2, and time. Coming up, our Piriformis foam roll. Our Piriformis is a part of our glute and hip complex. Now, what we want to do is lean to one side as we sit on the foam roller. The side that we're leaning on, that should be our crossed leg, our top leg, as we see. Lean again to that side, crossing that ankle on top. And the side that we're leaning to, let's begin rolling. Good. By having that leg on top of our stationary leg, we allow the piriformis to open so that way we can slowly get deeper into that muscle. Again, anytime that we find a knot, we hold the foam roller against the knot until we feel the knot start to break away or some movement. Good. Just breathing 5 seconds. Slowly. 3, 2, and we'll switch. Crossing our opposite leg over. Again, the leg that's on top, we lean to that side. Again, looking for any knots, looking for any tension. Anytime we find that tension or that knot, we hold the foam roller against it. Slowly rolling it out, slowly breathing it out. Good. 10 seconds. 5, 4, breathe. 2, and time. Coming up, our Biceps Femoris foam roll. Our Biceps Femoris is our outer hamstring. Now, similar to our calf roll that we did earlier, we're on our palms. This time the foam roller, though, is higher above our knee, and we'll be rolling out the top of our hamstrings and the outside of them. Be encouraged to go into change the angles at which your feet are at as we roll and as we begin. Once again, any knots that we find, we hold the foam roller against the knot, slowly applying pressure, slowly pushing the knot out. Good. Breathing. Any tension, again, just hold the foam roller against it. Moving nice and slow. 3, 2, time. Coming up, standing adductor stretch. Our adductors are our inner thighs. We'll be starting with a nice wide base, bending into one leg, straightening our other leg out. An important key to this position and stretch is to keep our chest elevated and not drop it to get lower. Let's begin. Bending into one leg, straightening our other leg out, we will feel the adductor stretch in our straight leg. We'll be bracing ourselves with our bent knee, making sure our chest stays up. Feel free to bring your hands into prayer position, or we can put them on our hips if that helps. Feeling that inner thigh relax and lengthen out, our core tight for our support. 3, 2, and let's switch. Good, bending into that other leg, chest up, shoulders back. Again, we'll feel that inner thigh stretch and that straight leg. Good, make sure that our shoulders are square with the wall in front of us. Breathing, holding, 10 seconds. Nice, 8, 5, 3, 2, and time. Coming up, our soleus stretch. Soleus is a little bit closer to our heel. It's the part of the calf muscle that's basically behind the gastrocnemius, which is the larger part of the muscle. We'll have our feet staggered, leaning up against the wall, both toes facing the wall, and stretching out our back leg. Let's begin. Slowly exhaling as we lean forward, making sure that our back heel stays flat against the ground. To intensify the stretch, we just simply put more pressure into that front leg while still keeping that rear heel planted. Again, make sure that that back toe is facing the wall and not turned out. 8 seconds. 3, 2, and we'll switch sides. Good, again, that back toe is facing the wall. Heel is planted in the ground, slowly leaning forward for our stretch. Good, breathing, 10 seconds. Good, 4, 3, 2, and time. Coming up, our supine piriformis stretch. Now, we'll be starting off on our back and get into the right position by bending our knee at 90 degrees so our knee is right over our hip and slightly turning our knee to the side of the body. Now make sure that we don't over drop our knee and bring it all the way to the ground. We just want it at about a 45-degree angle. If our knee was pointing up, that would be 90, so we want it just bent just slightly across the body. Make sure that our lower back and our hip stays on the ground. We just want to lengthen out that glute muscle. Good. Knee in line with the hip, heel in line with the knee, so our leg is at a 90-degree position. Make sure we're not raising our hip off the ground. Keep that lower back on the ground. Breathe. 3, 2. Whenever you're ready, we'll switch. Straighten that leg. Bend the other one. And our bent leg we now pull across the body. Good. Really try to keep that lower back flat to the ground. And just feel that length to that glute muscle as we pull across. Good. Make sure, again, we don't pull too much, just 45 degrees. Breathing. 5, 3, 2, and time. Coming up, supine bicep femoris stretch. Now, it helps if we can use a band or a towel to place around the ball of the foot so we can feel the stretch a little bit deeper. Like our piriformis stretch, we're going to let our leg go across our body 45 degrees. Only difference is now our leg is straight and the band or towel is wrapped around the ball of our foot. Making sure that our toe flexes back towards us, pushing through our heel to straighten our leg out. Again, we let our leg fall across our body about 45 degrees. Still making sure our lower back is floored, feeling more of the stretch in our outer hamstring where it connects into our hip and into the outside of the back of the knee. If the stretch has to be too intense, feel free to back off. If we can go deeper, feel free as well. Good. And whenever you're ready, we'll switch, lowering that leg down, placing the band or towel around the opposite leg, Good, letting that leg go across the body, just 45 degrees, still keeping our lower back on the ground, toe flexed, breathing into our stretch. Good, again, if it's too intense, feel free to back off or just breathe a little more. 4, 3, 2, and time. Coming up, resisted hip abduction. Now, we'll be working our inner thigh as well as our gluteus medius for this one. Now, we want to tie a band around something stable and then loop the band on the inside of our foot. Make sure that we have something to balance on, and we will be pulling our heel towards the center of our body for a 4 count, holding for a 2 count, and retracting back for a 2 count. Good. Keeping our balance, we pull in for 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 1, 2, back out 1, 2, in 1, 2, 3, 4, squeeze 1, 2, leg back out 1, 2, 4 count in, 2 second hold, 2 seconds on the way out. Whenever you're ready, we'll switch sides. Make sure we keep our balance and make sure that that heel goes across the stationary leg just slightly, so that way we can really squeeze our inner thigh as we bring our leg in. Again, 4 seconds on our adduction, bringing it in, 2 seconds on our hold, and 2 seconds on our abduction when we bring it out. 4 seconds in, 2 second hold, 2 seconds on the way out. And our time. Coming up, our resisted hip abduction. Now this is the opposite motion of what we just did. We'll be bringing our foot away from our body, abducting away. Same positioning, we'll just be looping the band around our outside foot, still balancing, extending for a 4 count, holding for a 2 count, and then bringing back to the center of the body for a 2 count. Let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 1, 2, back 1, 2. Good, extend for 4, hold for 2, back in for 2. Feel free to adjust your balance if you need to, if you find that walking closer or farther away gives you the optimal resistance. Make sure that we don't have too much resistance. We want to be able to move at the tempo without feeling too much shake in our balance. 4 seconds on our extension, 2 on the hold, 2 on the way back in. Whenever you're ready, we'll switch sides. Good, again, 4 seconds on the way out, 2 seconds on the hold, 2 seconds on the way back in. Good, keeping our core tight, keeping our balance, squeezing our glute at the full extension, everything controlled. 4, 2, back for 2. Good, our last one, and time. Coming up, downward rotation. Now this exercise is a lot better to do against, or more effective rather, to do against a wall. Now we can always do it without a wall, but a wall will allow us to keep our elbow in line with our shoulder as we rotate our palms towards the wall. Whenever you're ready, let's begin. Starting with our elbow in line with our shoulder, we rotate our palms to the wall for a 4 count, hold for a 2 count, raise for a 2 count. Now if our palms or our arms are unable to hit the wall, that's fine. We're working towards that. We don't necessarily have to be there right now. Rotating down for a 4 count, holding for a 2 count, back up for a 2 count. Now notice your neck and shoulders. If our neck and shoulders rise as our arms go down, try to reset and drop your shoulder blades instead.